welcome back to my channel. There's a fly in here. It fell in from the outside, so if y'all hear anything, that's just a fly. Okay. Like I was saying, we're on the hill. The motor's in the back. That's not my motor. It's my dad's. Wait. Yeah, that's it. So today I asked in my, yesterday actually, I asked in my community post about like different types of video ideas you guys want to see. Cause I was like kind of stuck when it came to car talks, you guys. I had like no bright ideas at all. And that's sad. And my hair is kind of like messed up right now a little bit. But I just have my hair in braids, like 2 French braids or whatever. So yeah, it's a little out there everywhere, but hey. So today, somebody actually suggested to me, it's like I could do like my top funny moments. I really like that one. I kind of had a list. Now see, here's the thing, these funny moments are gonna seem awful, right? But my dad is the funniest person I know, and so a lot of the times if I'm laughing, it's because I'm laughing because something he said. As I was saying, sorry about that. But for me personally, for some reason it's like the truly funny moments that it's like I guess I live in the moment, in the funny moments.
I'm using my phone to record just because I had so many stories and I just can't wait to tell you guys all of them before I have to like go in and everything, you know? So another funny moment was I was at a show one time. I don't know if I can say this. I'm gonna have to bleep a few things out, but I was at a show and I was waiting to get a demo. I was like, okay, I'll go see that guy's giving demos. I walk over to the truck and the guy, he has like this little long brown, like a penny roll, right? But instead it's a so he was stuffing. I was like, then I asked him, I was like, oh, are you doing demos? He's like, hold on, in a few minutes, like, give me like 10 minutes. When I tell you that was the biggest I ever seen in my entire life, I was like, oh. Then my mom, I went over back to my parents, and my mom asked me, she was like, so what did he say? And then she said he'll be done in 10 minutes. I told her he'll be done in 10 minutes, right? And then I think she went over to look or whatever. They're walking away, and I told her, I was like, well, I think that guy was rubbing like putting some substances in his sick holder, right? Because I didn't want to just say he was like doing like the rolling the little thing or whatever, but he was just stuffing. Then he had a Ziploc. You know what's worse about that? I feel like not even worse. It was just so weird. He had a Ziploc bag. We're back, but he had a Ziploc bag full of like the substances. Well, I mean substance, the plants. He had a Ziploc bag full of the plants, and I'm looking, and I told my mom, and she was like, then she went to my dad after my dad got done talking, and she's like, guess what your daughter said? And so then he told him, and it's like, oh, okay, because that's what I saw. I saw him putting him some spinach in a penny roll, and so that was an interesting experience. I thought it was so funny because even though I was editing it and I was like asking my dad about different ones, he was just saying, like I was laughing about it even then too though, because he was just no care in the world. But he was comfortable. That was his element, I'm pretty sure, because he did not care. When I tell you he did not care, he did not care. And I was like, oh, okay. That's a funny moment, though, just because I thought it was so funny. No shame. No, you didn't have to be ashamed, honestly. So forget that. He was just so casually feeling that thing. He's like, hold on, sweetie. Give me like 10 minutes. Yeah. That was a funny moment. And then, okay, here's like, I think I have like one more maybe. I just can't think of many things. My dad is, okay, I have another one too. But basically, we went on a lot of trips for shows at the beginning of the year. And there was this one show, I think it's in Virginia, maybe, yeah, I think Virginia. And so because of that, my dad, he made a whole trip where we went to Chattanooga first, and then we went to Virginia and things like that. And so y'all probably, that video is on my playlist. I'll put like both the playlists. So I won't put the most recent video, I'll put the playlist, if that makes any sense. But that's what I'll do. And it was just so incredibly funny to me because we're going there, right? And we get to this little shop. This store. My brother, he got this bottle of Italian soda, but it was not good. I'm telling you guys, this soda was not good. It was actually kind of awful, honestly. But then you have to think, they packaged everything in brown bags, kind of, right? So it's like kind of how, it's like those places they use brown paper bags, and that was what they used. And we were drinking, not even drinking, he was like offering it to people, and we drank it. I was like, that is not good, right? But then we were like about to go back to the hotel afterwards. We got food, and then we went back to the hotel. But this was before we did all that. Then after we got to the hotel, we usually just start drinking our drink or just doing whatever, like settling down, because you know we're already done. And when I tell you, you would have thought we were crazy people walking up like these hotel stairs, because my brother, he's drinking the drink, like the Italian soda or whatever, and it's like this grapefruit flavor or whatever, and he's just drinking it, and he starts leaning back, and my dad's like, you drink that thing like you would like you were drinking beer or something like that. It was just so funny, and we were like laughing like fools all the way up to the room, and then even afterwards, because my brother started leaning back, and he was like, you know what, you're just sick of da 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 da. I didn't even remember what my brother said. All I know is it was so funny, because then my dad was like, you know, see son, you starting early. Because he had the bottle and the paper bag. So you know it's like you have a long bottle, even just a drink in a paper bag, and you're drinking out the drink. You realize how like that kind of looks sometimes, right? And so you're like, oh my gosh. And then we were just stumbling. We were laughing so hard that you would think we were just drinking or something. The way everybody was laughing, stumbling into the hotel room, because we were laughing at my brother, my dad. My dad just makes jokes, so many jokes, and it's just so funny. Then half the time, my dad will make a joke, but he won't even know what's so funny. He'll be like, what? What's so funny? I'm being real. I'm being honest. And then my mom, she's like, you did say this. Then I'll be like, oh, well, that is the truth. And it's just so funny every time. Like, we were in the car one day, and my mom, she was talking about, like, colleges and things like that, and she's like, see, that's where I met your daddy at, or something, right? And then we asked her about, like, what she did in school. We always get on topic of how, like, what she did in school, what she went to school and stuff, and it was just so funny, because then we asked her dad, he's like, oh, so did you graduate, or whatever? We asked him if he graduated college or whatever, and then she's like, nah, he ain't getting nothing. And then my dad, it was like, oh, there's gonna be a little blur. I didn't say the word, but I put the blur of like the emoji of what he said. I guess y'all can figure out since I said emoji. And he's like, you basically said he said, nah, he ain't do. You guys see like a little emoji basically over my face for a quick second. That's basically what he was saying, but I'm not gonna say it. And so he said it. He was like, you basically just said he ain't nothing. You gotta just say he ain't crap. And it was so funny. And then I think at one point he missed a turn, and he was like, well, why didn't y'all tell me I missed the turn? But we didn't know where he was going, and so he out here swerving. Like I'm swerving in the club. Whoa. That one, I'm gonna put that one in if I can. I don't know, but he was swerving, and he didn't even swerve. I think swerve's a bad term. I think U-turn maybe. I don't know. A lot of the times my dad's driving, he'll do something, and I'm wondering, is that legal? That's what I was like, is that legal? Because I really don't know, you know? Then he's like, no, it wasn't. And then you said me, I'm like, what? Then he's like, what? And I'm confused, because what do you mean? Then he just says things, and it's just so funny sometimes. And you're like, what does that even mean? Like, my dad comes up with these own little, I swear, these have to be phrases he's come up with, because I never hear anybody else say it. Because he'll say, fantaglin, shinshackling, and I'm like, what is all of this? Is this even a real word? He's like, yeah, ask your granny. Then, I don't know when to ask my granny, because I don't know if this is real or not. I'm like,
criminal offensive side-eye.
Shinshackling, fantaglin, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but all I know is he just says the craziest things sometimes, or he just makes up a term or something, and he's like, you know, then sometimes I was younger too, and my dad, he would like yell at the cars, and it would be so funny. They'd be like, your dad raised the fool! When I tell you, it was always so funny, because then it's like, he get mad, then he's like, see, your daddy should have left you on the road, and it's always the weirdest thing. He always says, your daddy this, and he always has his hands are like this, or like this, right? And I'm like, what is, then half the time, I'm like, or it's like, you know, it's people like you that make this road unsafe, and every time, I'm like, what are we doing? Then he says, why didn't you tell me we missed the turn? Because if he's talking about something, he'd be like, you see, this is what's wrong with people, they don't know how to drive, they give these lessons out to anybody, I'm sick of it. Keri, don't drive like this, I'd rather you not drive than drive like this fool up here. Then half the time he'll be like, you know, you look at my kids in this car. And every time, we all end up laughing. Then my mom looks at my dad, and he's like, what? And I'm like, out here looking around. Me and my brother are laughing most of the time because he's like, you lucky my kids ain't in this car right now. Or I have some words for you. Or it's just like, ooh. And every time I think it's so funny because like, you gotta be grateful my kids ain't in this car. Then sometimes, I don't know if I can say this either. I'm gonna have to bleep this out, but he'll be like, hey, what my at? And then he's like, you know, put this back in the. He was just like, I'm just gonna sit this here. He's like, see, this is why you shouldn't be driving. And it's just so funny every time. And then I'm trying to think of what else he says. He has like all these little phrases and sayings he says. And sometimes it's just so funny because then he looks at you like you're the one that just is confused when he looks confused when you should be confused. Because then he's like, you see? Then the whole time while he's doing this, he done missed the turn or something. And every time it's so funny. Then my mom should be like, hey, you missed the turn. He's like, why didn't you tell me that back then? He's like, but then it's also he just goes on and it's just so funny, right? Then you're too busy laughing to realize, oh wait, you missed the turn. Then he'll be like, I know I missed the turn. And it'll be so funny because sometimes he'll be like, oh, well I know that. But then he said, oh, I'll just be ranting the whole time. Or then sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm sick of this. And he'll U-turn somewhere. And I was like, I don't think you're supposed to do that. And then he'll be saying something. He's like, you know what? Then it's because if he drives the white truck, right? The white truck has all the stickers and everything, car audio on it. And so if we're going somewhere and then he sees somebody in the thing, in the part, like in the like at the intersection at the stop or whatever, then he's like, oh, you ain't gonna turn that music up? You turn that music up just because I got here? Every time. I don't like that fly. But it's just so funny. My dad is so funny, you guys. Because it's like, it's sometimes, I don't think he's even intentionally funny. But it's just so funny, you know? I don't even know how to explain. It's just so funny. But yeah, that's it. If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I think what we got from this is learn your road safety. That's why I'm not driving. And don't do illegal things, maybe. But yeah, that's it. If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. And next video should be my least favorite movies, hopefully.